this video, we will discuss about pleura and pleural cavity. What is pleura? Pleura is the plural form. Pleura is the singular form. It refers to the serous membrane that line the lungs and the thoracic cavity. So pleura is the membrane that line the lungs and thoracic cavity. There are two pleurae in the body, one associated with each lung. This is right lung, this is left lung. Each lung is covered by pleurae. They consist of a layer of simple squamous epithelium supported by connective tissue. So pleura is made of simple squamous epithelium that is called mesothelium, and it is also supported by connective tissue. Each pleura can be divided into two parts. Visceral pleura and parietal pleura. This is the parietal pleura, this is the visceral pleura. Parietal pleura covers the internal surface of thoracic cavity. Visceral pleura covers the lungs. About parietal pleura. Parietal pleura covers the internal surface of thoracic cavity. It is thicker than visceral pleura and can be subdivided into following four parts: mediastinal, cervical, costal and diaphragmatic. Parietal pleura can be subdivided into mediastinal, cervical, costal and diaphragmatic parts. This is the costal part, diaphragmatic part, mediastinal part and the cervical part. About the cervical part of pleura, parietal pleura, it lines the extents of pleural cavity into the neck. The pleural cavity extends into the neck, and that part of pleural cavity is covered by cervical part. The mediastinal pleura or mediastinal part, it covers the lateral aspect of mediastinum. This is the mediastinal cavity where a number of structures occupy, including the heart. So the lateral aspect of mediastinum is covered by mediastinal pleura. The costal part. This is the pleura related to ribs and intercostal spaces. This is the costal pleura. The diaphragmatic pleura or diaphragmatic part, it is the pleura covering the diaphragm. This is the diaphragmatic pleura covering the diaphragm. This is the mediastinal part, costal part and the apical part or the cervical part. Coming to the position or extension of parietal pleura. The parietal pleura, it is the outer membrane. It extends up to anteriorly to ribs 8, laterally to rib 10, posteriorly down to the T12 vertebra. Anteriorly rib 8, laterally rib 10 and posteriorly T12 vertebra. Coming to the extension of visceral pleura or the inner pleural layer, anteriorly rib 6, laterally rib 8 and posteriorly T10. So that was about parietal pleura and its four parts. Let us see about visceral pleura or the inner pleural layer. Visceral pleura is continuous with the parietal pleura at the hilus of each lung. This is the hilus of each lung, right lung and left lung. This parietal pleura is in close contact with the visceral pleura at this area. Visceral pleura is firmly attached to the surface of the lung. What is pulmonary ligament? The parietal pleura surrounding the root of the lung extend downward beyond the root as a fold, and that is called a pulmonary ligament. This is the pulmonary ligament. Here you can see the hilum. The hilum is the area in which we can see the different structures. These structures together are suspended, or these structures suspend the lung in the mediastinal cavity, and that is called the root. So the parietal pleura surrounding the root of the lung is extending towards as a fold. That is called a pulmonary ligament. Pulmonary ligament of right lung and the left lung. Coming to the neurovascular supply of pleura. Parietal pleura and visceral pleura receives different neurovascular supply. The parietal pleura is sensitive to pressure, pain and temperature. So it is innervated by phrenic and intercostal nerves. Parietal pleura is able to sense pressure, pain and temperature. It is innervated by phrenic and intercostal nerves. The blood supply comes from intercostal arteries. The visceral pleura, it is different from parietal pleura. Visceral pleura is not sensitive to pain, temperature or touch, but it is able to sense or detect the stretch. So in addition to phrenic and intercostal nerves, it receives innervation from autonomic branches coming from pulmonary plexus. Pulmonary plexus is the network of nerves derived from sympathetic tongue and the vagus nerve. Visceral pleura receives innervation from phrenic, intercostal and pulmonary plexus. The arterial supply of visceral pleura is from bronchial artery. Parietal pleura is from intercostal artery. Visceral pleura receives arterial supply via bronchial artery. Coming to the lymphatic drainage. It is also different in parietal pleura and visceral pleura. The lymphatics drain into intercostal, internal mammary, posterior mediastinal and diaphragmatic nodes in case of parietal pleura. For visceral pleura, it is drained by bronchopulmonary lymph nodes. This is the lymphatic drain of parietal pleura, postal lymphatics, diaphragmatic lymphatics and mediastinal lymphatics. Coming to an anatomical part called the pleural recesses. In the anterior and posterior inferior part of pleural cavity, the lung, it is not completely filled by lungs. Anterior and posterior inferior part of pleural cavity is not completely filled by lungs. So this free area or empty spaces are called recesses. In the recesses, the opposing surface of parietal pleura touch each other. There are two recesses, postodiaphragmatic recesses and postomediastinal recesses. Postodiaphragmatic recesses, as the name indicates, it is located between postal pleura and diaphragmatic pleura. Postomediastinal recess is formed by postal and mediastinal pleura behind the sternum. These recesses are of clinical importance as they can provide a location where fluid can be aspirated. So there are two recesses, postodiaphragmatic and postomediastinal. These recesses are formed by that part of pleural cavity which is not occupied or filled by lungs. In this picture you can see the recesses. This is the postodiaphragmatic recess of both lung. This is the postomediastinal recess. This is the location of postomediastinal recess behind the sternum. You cannot see it here, but this is the location. Coming to the pleural cavity. What is pleural cavity? It is a potential space between parietal and visceral pleura. It contains small amount of serous fluid. This serous fluid has two major functions. One is the lubrication of lung surface so that it slide over each other during respiration. Then it produces surface tension which will pull the parietal and visceral pleura together during respiration. So because of the pulling of pleura, the thorax expands and the lungs are filled with air. So lubrication and production of surface tension resulting in expansion of air are the two functions of pleural fluid. The amount of pleural fluid is about 5 to 10 ml. This fluid is formed from hydrostatic and osmotic pressures. There are certain clinical abnormalities related to pleura and pleural cavity. One such a condition is called a pleural effusion. Any disease or any situation that increases the production of pleural fluid or impairs the drainage of pleural fluid resulting in abnormal accumulation of fluid in the pleural cavity. That is called a pleural effusion. Pleural effusion is an abnormal accumulation of fluid in the pleural cavity. It can result from abnormal production or abnormal absorption or drainage of serous fluid in the pleural cavity. The normal amount is only 5 to 10 ml. Another condition is called empyema. Pyo or pye means related to pus. So collection of pus in the pleural cavity is called empyema. Inflammation of pleura is called pleuritis or pleurisy. A fourth condition is pneumothorax. Pneumo means air. As a result of disease or injury, air can enter the pleural cavity through the lungs or through the chest wall. So when there is air in the pleural cavity, that is called a pneumothorax. Here you can see this white line. This is the pleural white line. This is the presence of air. So air pushes the pleura and its lung to the mediastinum, and you can see the collection of air here. That is called a pneumothorax. Another condition is hydropneumothorax. Hydro means water, pneumo means air. So there is presence of air and water together in the pleural space. Air and associated with the serous fluid is called a hydropneumothorax. This is the pneumothorax. When air, along with air, there is a collection of pus, that is called a pyoneumothorax. When it is collection of blood and air together, it is called a hemopneumothorax. Hemo means blood. This is the hemopneumothorax, collection of blood and air. When there is water instead of blood, we will call it as hydropneumothorax. There is a treatment modality called a chest drain. It is done in all the abnormality which we have seen already. To drain the pus, to drain the fluid or excessive air or blood, the doctors can insert a tube through the intercostal space into the pleural cavity. So through this tube insertion or through the tube what is inserted into the pleural cavity, the accumulated air, water, pus or blood can be collected into a pouch. That is called a chest drain. This is in brief regarding pleura and pleural cavity. I hope you have understood the topic very well. So please subscribe the channel for further updates.